I drink a lot of fruit smooth. Like I blend a lot of fruit, but
Sure.
it's like I do need
You're
to
a
drink
big blender guy?
Yeah.
Smoothie
Because
guy?
I don't like eating, bro.
What? That's a weird thing. You don't like eating?
Eating is too much work.
I mean, I suppose.
From cooking to
But you're always busy.
to
like
eating. It's work. I don't want to eat. Chewing is work. Cooking is work. Like all of it is work.
Thank you for coming to Genesis Renji's TED Talks. This is the Said No One Ever podcast, a podcast about things you never knew you wanted to hear about. I'm your host, Martin Moore. Let's get into it. Welcome to Season 3, Episode 2. I got a dope guest on this episode. He's a guy that needs no introduction, but I'm going to do it anyways. He's an Emmy-nominated hip-hop artist, a producer, crypto enthusiast, good friend. He was on Season 1, Episode 15, back when Ian Bennett was on the show. My friend, Genesis Renji. What's up?
My brother. What's going on?
Dude, welcome back to the show. I'm glad you
happy.
did this. A little birdie told me this is a little early for you. It's what?
Beyond
11, 13
dude,
a.m.?
I'm not a person until 12.
Oof, what time did you go to bed last night?
We ain't gonna talk about that. Now I went to bed probably like 2 something, which is still kind of early for me, but that's only because I had like that appointment at 9. But I'm like, I kind of want to go to the gym because I missed a day
I hate
or 2.
missing gym.
So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get up early as shit and go to the gym. So I've been up since 6.
How long do you go to the gym for in the morning?
Never more than an hour.
Nice.
Never more.
I
than
like
an hour.
that. I do.
It's like why we bullshitting? Let's get to it and get out.
Me and Jen will do like 20 to 30 minutes depending in the morning. It's usually 20 minutes. But my thing was like I started during COVID. I started working out every morning because like I hit 200 pounds. It's like I got to make some changes, and I've dropped like 20, 25 pounds. But I want to do something that was sustainable.
Going to the gym for hours on end is when you're training for something specifically.
Exactly.
When you're going to the gym just for like health and lifestyle purposes, all you need to do is get in and get the fuck out. When
Half
I go
hour,
to
buck a day.
I go to the gym, I stretch for maybe 5 minutes because I do yoga too. So I do yoga at the crib.
I love yoga.
But it's like, hey, I'm in there, quick little stretch. I'm lifting for 45, maybe 45 minutes, like 30 to 45 minutes is lifting. I'm gonna hit the treadmill for 5 minutes, high speed. Just high speed 5 minutes. Then I hydro bed for 10, and I'm out that bitch. I'm never in the gym longer than an hour. I don't have no reason to be.
My biggest thing was always like if let's say 2 hours or something like that, or even for me an hour. If I don't have that time, I'll just be like, well, then I'm just not going to go.
That's the thing. It's like when
everybody's got,
because when you're building habits or you're like reinforcing habits, you can't give yourself room for error. You don't want to give yourself room for excuses.
Yep.
And that comes with, I don't have the time today. So I'm like, man, fuck that. That's why I was like, dog, I'm going to sleep at like 2 in the morning. And I don't want to because I already don't want to wake up for this appointment. But I'm going to get up at 6 and drag my ass to the gym.
Exactly. Because it's doable.
Yeah.
It's a tangible amount of time.
I can physically do it. I really missed it. Like, I haven't been in the gym in probably a year and a half.
So good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's humbling. It's very humbling.
Thank you for coming to Martin and Genesis's Gym Talks.
Fit for life.
Why don't you tell the listeners, if they haven't heard you on, you were on an episode called The Penny Needs to RIP about cryptocurrencies. Yeah. But for the listeners that didn't listen to that one, and go listen to it.
You remember what I told you? Do you remember what I told you?
You said...
I don't know if I told you on air or off air, but I told you everybody is... I was like, the thing about crypto is we want to decentralize it, right?
Yeah.
But now all of these companies have their hands in it, so now it's FTX, centralized.
On the episode, were you?
Fuck no. I was pushing coins. I was not pushing companies.
Why don't you tell the listeners a little bit just about yourself real quick? Just catch them up to date for anyone that doesn't know who you are.
As my great friend and brother said, I'm an Emmy-nominated rap artist and music producer. I'm the GOAT. Let's get that out the way first and foremost. The GOAT. I'm him. I'm him Jong-il. I'm that guy. I'm your favorite Gemini, comic book enthusiast, tattoo collector, Dallas Cowboys fan, suck it everybody, DC Comics fan, and bro, like I'm here. Oh, and LeBron James is the greatest person to ever touch a basketball. So what's up?
We might have to get into that because
that's a generational thing too.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
I didn't watch Michael Jordan growing up, so
really,
that's what
you like. You like basketball, right?
Yeah. I've grown a little bit more.
You know I'm a Bucks ambassador, right?
Really?
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh yeah, me and Wave, you know Wave Chappelle.
I know Wave's the homie.
Me, Wave.
I saw that.
Everyday Drew, a couple
that's
other
tight.
folks. Yeah, it's dope.
I don't. It couldn't be me. I'd be false flag. I wouldn't feel right doing it.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. I love it though. I've only liked basketball for the last maybe a soft 5 years.
Oh, I'm just not that much of a. I'm not a Bucks fan. That's what it is. I got nothing against the Bucks. It's just I'm a LeBron James fan.
Hey, nothing wrong with. I think everyone's a LeBron.
I don't have a team.
I think everyone's a LeBron James fan.
You'll be surprised.
Before we get into the meat and potatoes of this episode, and we get into AI and the future,
Martin's
and all
got me
that,
drinking Aquafina, so I gotta go
I'm
detox my body after this.
Let's talk about the past for a second. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
What did you do? Anything for New Year's? Do you make it? Are you? Well, yeah, of course you stayed up till midnight.
Yeah. I was at Company Brewing. I was there for DJ Bizon and DJ White Nights. New Year's Eve. That was a nice little shindig. I don't really like being out.
Me either.
For real. Like,
has that changed since? Like, because you used to be a pretty social fella getting out there.
Yeah.
Didn't you?
Yeah.
Do you feel like since COVID you've kind of?
It wasn't COVID.
No.
It was my social currency. my name means something. I'm just not popping up to all the shit I used to anymore.
You pay me.
It matters.
$1 million a
and
show.
not even paying me to show. I just know what to put my name behind now.
Sure.
Oh, Jen was there. Oh, damn. We should have Oh, Jen's here. So this is a yeah. But if I'm just popping up this shit all the time like I used to
You're
when
gonna
I
have
was
to give me
coming up,
a bar tab if you want me to.
I don't even want a bar tab, bro. I just make this worth my fucking time.
Well, 2022 is one of those years that felt like we took one step forward and 2 steps backwards. There was a lot of positive takeaways. But,
I had a great 2022.
Did you?
I had a great year.
Couple things, just as far as not pop culture stuff, but just things that happen.
There was a lot of bullshit that happened.
I know.
Last year.
Some of the good things, though. First black female Supreme Court justice.
That was fire.
After 2 years of fucking hell, COVID finally started. Things relaxed.
Yeah.
It felt we got back to normal. Brittany Griner was released from the Russian prison.
That was
Iranian protests, big advancements in AI.
Yeah.
9/11 first responders bill passed. NASA blew up that fucking asteroid, which was the most underwhelming video. I sat there.
I didn't watch it.
Oh, you didn't? You didn't miss anything. So there was the launch. There was all this pomp and circumstance, and then the missile came close, and I was like, "We're gonna see some Star Wars shit," and it just went black.
Yep.
Nothing. I was like, "What the fuck was that?"
Yeah, the job was done. The job was done.
But a lot of not so positive takeaways. Roe v. Wade was overturned.
That was probably the worst thing to happen in the last. I'm gonna say last year because America always finds a way to top itself.
Russia invaded Ukraine. Just a big resurgence of gun violence, which sucks.
We see how the Ukraine situation turned out for him. That's looking really shaky.
I would argue Elon Musk taking over Twitter, albeit entertaining.
I'm glad I was.
Not a highlight of 2022.
I'm glad I was suspended from Twitter. Oh,
that's right. You are suspended.
Yeah.
Well, why not? I'll tweet him and I'll ask him to reinstate
you.
Don't.
Twitter's trash now. Don't.
Basically everything. Kanye West.
I checked out of the Kanye fan club when The Life of Pablo dropped, so I haven't been
a fan.
Nah.
I have been up until recently.
Thoughts and prayers.
The FTX collapse. And,
listen, that TV show is gonna be amazing. I'm trying to get music on there,
dude. Do you remember? Did you ever watch the Fire Festival documentary?
Yes.
I feel like FTX. There's gonna be the same sort of.
FTX is gonna be like an HBO drama.
100%.
So I want music on it. It's gonna be on HBO or it's gonna be on Showtime.
Yes.
It's probably gonna be filmed in the same styles of.
There's just too much in that story. We won't get into the story, but there's just too much to not. It would be a crime
entirety of. It's funny because that thing sort of dominoes the rest of everybody else, right? Yep. You got FTX, you got Binance, you got whoever else is broke or losing money or on the run, and it's like, oh, y'all are really fucking. What did the
Right.
Y'all did the thing y'all said y'all weren't gonna do.
Exactly.
Get the fuck out of here. So it's like, here we go again.
So what have been some of your takeaways from 2022 when you look back and reflect, whether it's personal or just in general? What were you happy to see? What aggravated
cancel culture
the
is
shit out
dying.
of you? What is?
Cancel culture is dying.
I agree, and I'm really enjoying it.
I am too.
It was one of those things where it was like, and it really.
It had its moment.
Me Too was a big one.
It had its moment. It had its place, but now it's like anything else that's created because of media.
Yeah, it's been weaponized.
It's definitely been weaponized, and to the point where it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Even in a moment where it should matter and it probably should be put into effect, like let's say a situation happened tomorrow where somebody actually needed to be quote unquote canceled, it just wouldn't be as effective anymore. So
and that's sad to see because we hadn't really seen cancel culture in air quotes used in a way that was you looked at it and go, wow, I'm really glad like that's happening.
It was forced. It was forced accountability for a lot of people, and
that we're getting away with shit.
More specifically in media, right? And cancel culture comes off the back end of the Me Too movement and everything like that. But once it becomes a point where it's like people just wanted to say cancel this person because they had an opinion against that person or that thing or that moment.
Yeah.
And in reality, is like one, time changes everything.
Yeah.
Time changes opinions. Time changes people. Time changes the way that we view things.
There's shit that we'll probably say on this podcast that in 10 years someone will be like, oh,
maybe. And then
guaranteed.
The other thing too is like there comes a point where you have to, one as an adult, but then two as just a person, in order to enjoy. There has to be a time where you actually have to remove certain things from whatever it is you're experiencing. Otherwise, you won't enjoy life.
Absolutely.
Like if we wanted to, we could literally find a problem with everything in the world on a day-to-day basis.
Well,
but it's
a lot of people do.
And
that's
it's
their
like
whole mantra.
And it's like, how do you enjoy life, bro? Like, right. And I'm big on living. Like, this shit isn't promised. Like every day for me, it is. But this shit,
but it's not promised.
This shit isn't guaranteed. You really have to enjoy every day for what. Like me and my mom, we talk about everything. But one of the things that we talked about once that I think of often when people talk about health is food, right? It's like, oh, so much food is processed and this and that and everything's killing us and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, cool. Are you going to start a farm in your backyard? No. Are you going to grow and cultivate seeds in your home? No. Okay, so pick the shit that is killing you the least, or pick the thing that you enjoy that's killing you, and like enjoy that shit, bro. Like everything is processed. Cool. All right. I'm going to eat as little of it as I can.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go work the fuck out.
Yeah, absolutely.
To prevent the already inevitable.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure. That's the other thing, too, is like for me, health isn't, I want to be buff and stay in shape and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to be in pain when I'm older.
Exactly.
Like many people don't take care of their bodies that they get fucked when they're older. That's why
exactly.
And goddamn chiropractor.
People are, my grandmother is, and probably by the time this episode comes out, will have passed away. She's like right now in this moment, she's dying. And sorry, now I'm just getting a little emotional about it.
No, you good.
And the thing is she's 92 years old.
That's a lot of life.
All of my grandparents lived till they're in their 90s. Modern medicine is giving us longevity, and so you're 100% right. What you put in your body, the way you take care of yourself now, is going to affect the way you feel, the way you look, your mobility. And I'm trying to fuck around in my 70s and 80s.
That's it.
I'm trying to travel. Drink a little whiskey, and I don't want to be in a fucking wheelchair when I'm 79. I
tell my brothers all the time, like, dog, y'all can like pop me if I can't take care of myself. Like, you can off me. Like, I'm big on independence, and I don't want to be codependent on anybody, especially getting older. It's like I've seen what that does to people and how their mind, like your mind can warp when you lose your sense of control over yourself.
That's when you start to going downhill. Real quick.
But that's one of the takeaways. 2022 for me.
I forgot the question.
The biggest takeaway for me was that was my most progressive year in my career.
Really? How so?
I didn't drop any music.
You didn't drop any music?
I didn't drop anything last year. I didn't drop shit.
That's okay.
Last year was all content. I'm not worried. I had an EP. Go buy
Hype
that.
Train.
Y'all can get a deluxe vinyl. I didn't release any music.
I need to snag one of your vinyls.
I got you. I didn't release any music though, but I also wasn't working at like 100% either. Like last year was a very quote unquote lazy year. It was very passive to me. To me, it was very passive, but very progressive. Like, okay, cool. I'm making music, of course. I'm just not releasing it. I'm making some of the best music of my fucking life. You're gonna hear a lot of it this year.
A lot of experimenting.
Less, I'm gonna say there's a little bit of experimenting, more so with like the house and the dance genres a little bit.
Sure.
Because I love that type of music. But it's like, all right, how do I fit my voice on that? And really it's a production thing. But it's less experimenting and more, I want to say not mastering, but mastering is the word. More mastering. More of, my main focus was during the pandemic, my main focus was being a better songwriter.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, cool, I can rap. I know I can rap.
Yeah.
I can close my eyes and give you 16 bars. I want to be a better songwriter. So between quarantine to before I dropped Eden, which is
an amazing album, and you should listen to it streaming everywhere on Spotify, Apple Music. Google, Amazon.
Thank you. That was a solid year.
That is a good album.
All I did was record. Like there was during the summer, I did a month in Vegas. I was visiting my brother when he was out there at the time, and I recorded 3 to 5 songs a day.
Damn.
For 30 days straight.
You learn a lot though in that repetitive creation.
And what I learned was, my bad, I didn't mean to cut you off. What I learned was, when you want to become a better songwriter, melody's important. So I'm working on more melody, and me becoming more melodic. Now I'm singing more, and me singing more, I make Eden, which is a great blend of singing and rapping. But even the raps are melodic. So now it's okay, cool. Now what are we doing? Over this past year, I've been taking vocal lessons. I've been singing a fuck ton. I've been turning down the auto-tune retune speed. So I'm getting
good.
Better as a singer. I know what tones work. I know how to stack harmonies the right way now. And I'm like, let's get into music.
You want
theory
people
again.
to come to your shows and hear you live, what they hear on the album. There's nothing worse than going to see your favorite artist live. And
you will never catch me. If you ever see me rapping over my track, if I'm ever rapping over a track, it's because I was brought on stage as a surprise last minute, and I didn't know.
Yeah, or you got bronchitis.
Nah. I'm stubborn enough. I try to rap it with bronchitis. But I mean, that's the thing too. Like, I figured it out years ago. I know how to run auto-tune live. So even the songs that I have auto-tune on, you're gonna hear me. Yeah. Then you're gonna hear that auto-tune, but it's gonna be me. It's not gonna be the track. But and last year I just focused on content, bro. That's what it was. Being kicked off of
branding yourself a little bit more.
Yeah, being kicked off of Twitter forced me to focus on content, and then that led to me being able to monetize my reels and now Facebook, and we just went diet viral on TikTok. So it's I found the niche for this platform.
Sure.
So that's the other thing too, is like last year really changed my perspective on creating, right? Because we've been conditioned to see, I say me specifically, I've been conditioned to see music in a certain way or being a music star a certain way, right? Which is what I want to be. But we live in an era of content now. So I had an epiphany a couple months ago. I'm like, bro, I'm not even a musician anymore. Not for real. Not by general standards.
Yeah, it's a part of what you do.
Yeah, I'm a content creator who makes music. That's what it is. We all are content creators now. Like, if we really think about it, life is documented. We put the shit that we document up on social platforms for everybody to digest, from a status to a tweet to a video to photos. We're all content creators. Some of us monetize it. Most of us don't. Yeah. And then we either find a way to connect it with the thing we really care about, whether it's music, dance, business, whatever the fuck, and then we evolve and expand from there. So I'm a content creator who makes really fucking good music. And now it's like, all right, how do we keep turning up on the content while tying it into the thing we really care about? So that way we can keep eating off of this shit.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
And I mean, that content is huge too, because in between, whether it's a single release or an album release, people binge your music. They can get bored really quick now in the age of
something I was thinking about when I was walking to the gym this morning. Because I was listening to a EP from an artist that I came across, and I'm like, this shit's fire. And I'm always like, when did this drop? Like, how did I miss this? Thinking I'm on top of everything. I'm like, how did I miss this? This shit dropped in 2020. So then I had the realization, like, if we really think about it, life is amazing, because as shit gets older, it can still be new to everybody.
Oh, for sure. I mean, there's music that I
really
listen
to
or movies that I've watched recently that came out 30, 40, 50 years ago. I'm like, dude, this is
and to somebody that's old, but to a lot of people that's new. And
absolutely.
That's another reason why it's like I'm not in a rush to drop music either. It's I have music. Everybody hasn't heard this.
Exactly.
When I was younger, my thing was, I gotta keep dropping everybody. I just gotta keep dropping the new shit because nobody. Nah, bro, go back and listen. I've got
there's
fuck ton of
8 billion people on planet Earth now as of January 1st.
Fuck ton of music. I got 13 bodies of workout. At least 8 of them are on Apple. I've got a shitload of music. I don't have to drop music. But then the other thing too was when I started to monetize reels. A lot of the homies were like, when you gonna drop music? When you gotta drop? When you gonna drop? I'm like, bro, I get paid to put a reel up. I get paid the same amount I get from a Spotify stream. Right. And I have to do literally a fraction of the work. Right. And it doesn't have to be original. Right. I can record me rapping over somebody else's beat. Yeah. Put a video up of me doing it. I don't even got to rap it back to you. I can play this shit. Put it up and let it view and let people engage with that, and that gets me paid. Yep. Why do I have to drop music? Right. Not that I don't want to, but why do I have to?
Exactly. You don't have to. You can drop it on your own terms.
And I'm going to make the same amount of money as if when I drop this shit.
Absolutely.
Now I can sit back, chill, perfect the music, So when it's time to drop it, I actually got a little budget I can put behind it from the monetization. I can grow the community while I'm creating. So then when it's time to actually share what I've been working on, I got the community to support it.
100%.
But we're in the era of instant gratification. Everybody wants everything right away.
Absolutely.
When you dropping again, do you know all the words to my last release?
Right.
All right, go run it back.
Well, getting into content,
Yeah.
And in the meat and potatoes of this episode, because we're both content creators and artists.
You're a great one.
Oh, hey, I appreciate that. I wanted to bring you on this episode to talk about AI, particularly companies like OpenAI.
Let's fucking do it.
And if you're not familiar with OpenAI, they are an artificial intelligence research laboratory that conducts research in the field of AI with the goal of promoting and developing friendly AI in a way that benefits humanity as a whole. And, as we inch closer to a future with AI where we're starting to see AI-generated images, video, voice assistants, self-driving cars, privacy advocates are starting to worry that we're essentially playing a game of Monopoly with our future. People are increasingly aware of music and chatbots, and it begs the question, could AI really replace creators?
No.
Will we need musicians?
Yes.
Will we need photographers? Could
Yes.
something like this podcast be replaced with an AI-generated podcast? And I think any creative piece of content from music to video to stories to art could potentially be replaced by an AI-generated story, but it's up to us to figure out what that replacement could be. The video content industry is already seeing a shift towards AI as companies like Luminar and Microsoft have developed software tools for creating automatic real-time video analysis. One program developed by Microsoft even allowed AI to sing a mashup song of the Beatles.
Trash.
And earlier last year, Google released a new AI program called WaveNet, which can generate music based off a single voice recording in real time. But it's really the music industry that the most vocal about these concerns regarding AI. It's why
worried?
Google pulled its videos from YouTube last month, and some artists are complaining that the new audio-only versions of their songs were being automated and eliminating their creativity. And that's what is crazy about some of this AI-generated content, is at times it can be so good that us as humans can't tell the difference. Take, for example, everything that I just said. Every word I just said was created by AI using the InfraKit app.
That's
that
fire.
whole thing that I just said.
That's fire.
AI created.
You ready? Here's the disconnect. You ready? Because me and my guy Q Harrison, we're talking about this. Q Harrison Terry, author of the NFT handbook, the metaverse handbook. My boy's a future thinker, fucking genius. And we were talking about this literally last night. We were using. Have you heard of ChatGPT?
Yes, my wife is using that.
So we're talking about ChatGPT, right? And he told me about it, how it works. And I'm like, oh, that's fire. Okay, this is Google's competition, right? Dope. ChatGPT, for people who don't know, it's an AI based search engine, right? Is that fair enough to say?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's very good. It does great with finding information, creating scenarios, shit like that. He said, let's try and write a verse.
Because you can have it do scripts to write.
He's like, let's write a rap verse using ChatGPT. I'm like, cool, let's do it. I'm down for this. He's like, give me an artist and give me a subject. I'm like, all right, let's write a verse about humanity versus technology as Childish Gambino.
Ooh.
He's like, cool. Prompt comes in, and I'm reading it. I'm like, this is garbage. We switch it up to Lupe Fiasco. I'm like, okay. First 3 bars, maybe. The rest is garbage. Switch it up again. Jay Electronica. Okay, this makes a little bit more sense.
Sure.
These bars and how I hear Jay Electronica's voice. Cool. And then we do Jay-Z for the last one. It's like, okay, how I know Jay-Z and the way that these words are written, this would be boring Jay-Z. This would be commercial Jay-Z.
Sure.
Where he, and it's done in funny code, where he stretches out the last word of every bar. So the thing.
End of a movie song.
So we go through these verses, right? And I pick apart mostly from the Jay Electronica shit. I take the Jay Elect shit, and then I finish writing the verse out myself in Jay Electronica's tone and how I know. And then I go pick a random Jay Electronica type beat on YouTube, and I rap what I wrote with no beat to that beat flawlessly. So the disconnect is this: there has to be a human element in technology, otherwise it's gonna be garbage.
Yeah.
Every version of that concept that we worked on, even when we changed the voice, the person, the amount of bars, it was literally all the same shit.
Yeah.
Humanity, it was control, it was screen. And then it was like stuck, lost war, whatever. Regurgitated every time.
Sure.
Because we're in an era where AI is very it's still new, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's very advanced, but it's still new. The entire purpose of artificial intelligence is automation. The problem with automation is there's no voice in it. There's no style. There's no tone.
No. There's no soul.
There's no soul. So what it is you'll never have to worry about artificial intelligence, especially not in this lifetime at least, replacing an artist because it can't recreate soul. It can't recreate experience. It can't recreate humanity.
No.
There has to be that voice there.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I take those same prompts that was given to us and I just read them back regularly with nobody in mind, it's, well, this is the same. I'm just reading the same thing over and over. But when I put a voice to it and I have to use my memory of whatever, my recollection or knowledge of whatever artist it is,
sure,
and then apply it to that situation, then it's okay. Now I can hear it, but now I see why it doesn't work.
Exactly.
Now I see why it doesn't work.
Human beings, or at least us as creators, our creativity stems from experience and influence, and that's a hard thing for a machine to mimic.
Feeling.
Exactly. They can do it through machine learning, obviously, and they can do it through searching and scouring the internet.
What AI is going to do is replicate the amount of time something is said. And it's data. Like, that's really all it is. You look at anything.
It's ones and zeros.
You look at anything AI has to replicate. We're going to speak creatively, strictly creatively. All it's using is a collection of previous data, and all that data is endpoints, whether it's collected pictures, songs, whatever.
Written word.
Yeah, and it's finding the things that are most frequently used, cross-referencing them with other things that are most frequently used. So then you're gonna get that blatant, boring thing.
Yeah.
Which is
the most sterile.
And it's what it is it's the most accurate. AI is looking for accurate.
Yeah.
You don't want accuracy when you create.
No. You want the antithesis of that.
Yeah. You want mistakes. You want grammatical error, because even when I start writing the verse in Jay Electronica's voice, based on the AI prompt that we started with, I have to remove words. I have to say words a certain way. I have to put words together in a way that it would get me a write-up by an English teacher. Like, this is incorrect. Where's the comma? Where's blah, blah, blah. But because that's the tone, that's the style, that's the soul.
Yep.
Now, the bonus of a product like ChatGPT is, and I was telling my homie Q this shit in music sessions, like songwriting sessions for ghostwriters, producers, whoever, amazing. Fucking amazing. We did all of that in 20 minutes. Amazing. So imagine you have a group of songwriters, or you're in a writing camp or a retreat or a workshop, you know what I'm saying? And you're like, hey, before we start working on whatever project we're going to work on, we're going to put in this prompt with this AI bot. The AI is going to write 4 bars about love, about love, growth, and money.
Yeah.
We're going to see what the AI does with that. You're going to take what the AI puts up, and maybe it's not even going to take 10 seconds. Take what the AI has wrote. Take these 4 lines, make that a song, or make that a verse. Just write for 5 minutes. Let me see what you do. The thing about creativity is, and me and Q talked about this too, is we don't ever put enough emphasis on how powerful coming up with an idea is.
It's like it's an invention.
It's a lot of fucking work.
It's like inventing a light bulb or a car or a vaccine.
Yeah.
It's everything hard. You create, every song you've ever written, every video I've ever made is an invention. And it's not easy.
So imagine an idea is being spit out to you in real time.
Right.
You don't have to overthink it.
Right.
It's something that you're already connected to, and then you can just say, okay, cool. You can build off of that thing. All right, bet. Let me take these words. Boom, 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 boom. This is nice. Then if you really like it, then you bring in the production and the soul and all that other shit. But in all honesty, you don't even have to keep it. It's just a great exercise.
Absolutely.
That's just great to help you get better at whatever it is you're doing.
Do you think maybe AI could be just another tool in the box for creators rather than replacing the creator itself?
People only say replace because it's a fear tactic. You're only afraid of the thing you don't know how to use. There was a point in time where everybody was like, I mean, and I'm not going to say literally, but there was a point in time where like, these guns are going to take over all of our swords and knives and blah, blah, blah. You know, because you don't know how to use a gun yet.
Yeah.
But when you get that gun, you're not going to see it as it took over. You're going to say, oh, shit, we just got stronger.
Yeah.
I've evolved and done it. But even the thing, like, so when you were reading the prompt, right?
Yeah.
You're like, all of this was written by AI. cool. We believed you because it was your voice.
Yeah.
It was your soul. If I just read that from paper and I got to the end and said this was written by AI, I wouldn't be as surprised, especially if I was reading it.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
But if I'm hearing it from the voice of somebody else, somebody with the soul and the conviction and the belief, and also the knowledge of knowing when to say what and how to say it, you don't get that from AI.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't get that from AI. So no, it's not something I'm worried about. It's not. I don't think creators will be replaced by AI. I think creators have to find a way to embrace AI and use it as another tool. It's autonomy, bro. It's gonna make life easier if you let it.
Yep.
That's all it is.
Why do you think humans have been so obsessed with AI? Because this is not something that like stems from anything recent. We have been obsessed with artificial intelligence for 50 years. I don't know, maybe 100 years.
I think we fantasize the next evolution, right? You think of what was the last human like revolutionary invention? Probably the internet.
Probably maybe a phone.
Yeah, smartphone
probably.
So,
I would say
smartphone. Prior to that was the internet.
Yeah.
Prior to that was what?
I would probably say like space, rockets.
Yeah. Prior to that was.
I would probably say just like modern medicine.
Modern medicine,
like vaccines, antibiotics.
Prior to that
like
was the car.
Yeah, I would say probably the automobile.
Prior to the automobile was
probably I would say probably electricity.
And then prior to that was the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah, Industrial Revolution.
Right.
You can talk about like sewer systems and access to water.
From the Industrial Revolution to before, or anything prior to the Industrial Revolution, that evolution is a very big fucking gap. The Industrial Revolution sped humanity up.
Oh, big time.
By at least 200 years. Like
big time.
Everything jumped. So what it is humanity's now. I feel humanity's looking for its next jump.
Yeah.
Like we're kind of bored with what we have.
Yes. Oh God, we're so bored.
We're bored.
You can tell everyone's bored.
That's why everybody's like, let's go to Mars.
Yeah.
We know it's nothing up there.
Yeah.
Let's go to Mars though.
Why? We can go to Vegas. It's a lot fucking closer.
Let's go. let's go. Because what it is, and humans are so fucking crazy. Let's go.
It's like when you beat a video game and you're like, cool, and then you start all over again. That's what going to Mars is.
I would never. But that's literally what it is. It's, hey, let's go to a barren planet and see if we can remake Earth.
Right.
Just so we can fuck up and do the same shit.
To another planet?
In the next 300 years.
Yeah.
Because all it is, we're just going to fuck up faster.
Oh, yeah. Well, Mars, already dead.
Yeah.
Dead planet.
Yeah.
Well, let's terraform it. Let's do all this shit. So we can pollute it again and fuck it up.
But humans are addicted to growth.
Oh, yeah.
We're
absolutely.
We're adrenaline junkies at our core. The adrenaline just looks different for everybody. For me, it's speed.
Yeah.
For some people, it's love. For other people, it's knowledge. You know what I'm saying? It's just, as a collective humanity, we want the new thing. We want to know the next thing so that we're not afraid of the next thing.
Absolutely.
So we're just rushing towards AI and robotics because that's the next thing that we don't know everything about.
Yeah.
But once we figure out, oh, okay, cool, we got all these robots. Oh, there's really not going to be a robot uprising. Oh, we really can control them. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, now what's next? And
right.
it's gonna forever be space. But that's gonna be the thing that takes generations.
Oh yeah. I don't think anytime soon.
No. We don't live to see it, but when it does happen, because I've been watching.
I hope I live to see
you ever watch The Expanse?
No. What is that?
TV show on Prime.
Okay.
First season's kind of a slow burn, but it picks the fuck up.
Really?
Yeah, great show. This is humanity in like, I think it's like the year's like 2100 or some shit. Maybe a little bit later.
I like near future shit like that.
But this is they're traveling in outer space. Like people live on and Jupiter's moons and all types of shit like that, right?
Like Europa.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Humanity is so predictable that even now, when everybody's living in the outer spaces of the Milky Way galaxy, same shit you see on Earth.
Yep.
Oh, we have we have the inners, the inner planets. So we have the inners. We have the Earthers, so people who live on Earth. We have Mars. And then we have the Belters, which is everybody that is socially misplaced, socially displaced and marginalized, who don't have access to clean air and clean water, that live on
the nice warm sun.
Yeah, that live on the outskirts of the galaxy and are
atmosphere.
are dying to live on just Mars because Mars has resources, and Mars is trying to turn Mars into Earth because it's not Earth anymore, and then Earth is still the fucking ghetto it is. Where 70% of the population doesn't have jobs, but they won't let motherfuckers go into space to explore and colonize because we need these bodies on Earth in case something happens. But it's a great show because it shows, one, one, just how predictable humanity is,
which we are,
very predictable. But two, it also shows the advancement of humanity. Like it's very possible. It's possible because we imagine it.
Yeah.
Like once upon a time, none of this shit existed until we thought about it.
Right.
So we know that we're in the right. We know we're headed in the right direction. We know one day somebody's going to be able to crack the code that lets you jump from a planet to another planet.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't take 10 years to get there.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It might be 2 months, maybe 3 months.
Sure. But it's going to be a hell of a lot faster.
You're not
going to have to wait for this window for Mars and Earth to line up.
And then it's also going to be something that's done so frequently it's affordable. And it's not a thing where only Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and Red
what you're
Bull
seeing
can
with
touch the stratosphere and then jump out.
Jeff Bezos's Blue Origin, and you're seeing with Starship and SpaceX and stuff like that. Like average people are going to be able to. Space will be a tangible thing for all of us, and that's just like.
So it's watching that show is one reminding me of.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
It's amazing. I'm on the last season right now. It reminds me of how finite life is. And how minuscule we really all are in the grand scheme of things.
Have you ever watched those YouTube videos where they show how big the universe actually is?
It's humbling.
God damn.
It's humbling.
And then you just realize how small our sun is compared to some of the other ones out there.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts.
And then it's just like, bro.
So there's been a ton of movies about AI, like the movie AI, Her, Chappie, iRobot with Will Smith, which I love.
Never seen Her.
You haven't seen Her?
No.
With Joaquin Phoenix? Very good movie.
Wait.
He has the little, she's like a little.
I saw like the end of it.
Okay. It's like a little headphone.
I've seen Ex Machina. I haven't seen Her.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Ex Machina's
Have you
crazy.
seen iRobot, Will Smith?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
The fucking Matrix?
Of course.
Most of these films portray AI as the helpful, do-it-all, non-threatening digital assistants, what you think we're developing.
Yeah.
But it's like, as these complex, human-destroying, world-ending machines evolve in the movies, and try and just destroy us. Do you think
that's the case in real life?
Do you think that because Elon Musk, love him or hate him, and has an outstanding track record and resume for not only predicting the future but manifesting it.
Yeah.
He says that AI is one of the biggest threats to human civilization.
That's only if humanity makes it a big threat.
I know. Well, that's the thing is, what if we could make AI conscious? Like, give it a consciousness, like. Well, you look at something like iRobot with Will Smith, and they have the 3 rules, and one of them says, you need to protect humans at all costs. And if one of those things is humans destroying themselves, well, then they go around and kill other human beings that are trying to, like, could that shit actually fucking happen? And it's just like...
Yes and no. Yes and no. It can happen because you've thought about it.
And then
because
we live in these little eggs, and they use our blood for electricity.
It can happen because it's been thought of, right? So because you've thought about it, the possibility is there.
It's like fucking horror movies.
Yeah,
that's why I don't watch horror movies.
I don't watch horror
Someone
movies
thinks
either.
about that shit, and I'm like, ooh, someone's going to get inspired.
But then the other thing, too, is also like...
It's tough.
I have this double-edged sword with, like, humanity, right?
Yeah.
We don't give ourselves enough credit, but sometimes we give ourselves too much fucking credit.
Right.
Like, the ego in what we're able to accomplish is insane.
Everything that we've created comes with a caveat. You can look at something like atomic energy, nuclear energy. I mean, just the thought of being able to create electricity and not have to burn fossil fuels and all this shit comes with the caveat of atomic bomb, and then you can kill 1 million people, which we've done. You look at the fucking internet. We can connect people. Things are tangible. You can record something like George Floyd, put it on the internet, and people can see what's really going on. But then it comes with the caveat of people.
Everybody has a voice now.
Yeah, storming January 6th, and
National Treason Day.
Exactly, and so everything that humans create gets weaponized and perverted.
That's humanity's flaw.
Yeah.
That's humanity.
And so my question was
so that's why I don't think it's not a robot fear, it's a people fear.
Sure.
Because and this is the thing too, because one of my homies sent this TikTok to our group chat, and this dude's like, share a hot take with us, like stitch this video and share a hot take.
One of my favorite things are hot takes.
And he stitches the video and he's like, not verbatim, I'm gonna like generalize it. He's like, robot uprising was or is this this fetishized idea that was created that is really symbolic of the 1%'s fear of the uprising of the regular people against them and shit like that.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, That makes a lot of sense.
I think that's a real thing.
I've never heard that take before, but that makes a lot of sense because I personally don't believe a robot uprising can happen.
I do.
Because my thing is this, though. Because of who humans are and our need to control, why wouldn't you, like, let's keep it a buck. Everything, technology, right? The greatest advancement to human civilization. We give credit to it.
Sure.
All of this shit is made to break.
Yeah.
There would be at least 3 kill switches in anything that's ever made by a human.
Yeah.
Because humanity's need for greed is always gonna leave an error in there. They can make an iPhone that doesn't glitch when it's time for an upgrade.
Right.
They can. They can make they can make a durable enough cord that doesn't short out after 3 months.
Right. You tell me we can go to the moon, but you can't do that.
We've seen what can be done when it really wants to be done. The thing is that there are different motives behind everything.
Oh, absolutely.
So
and power is one of the biggest ones.
So if there's ever a robot uprising, it's because somebody wants a robot uprising because it benefits them in some type of way.
Somehow it benefits their country, it benefits their company.
Exactly.
I always think back to the Star Wars quote. Chancellor Palpatine, he said, "All who have power are afraid to lose it."
Yep.
And I could totally see someone like the United States government creating robot soldiers, and
because then the thing you also got, then the other thing we got to realize is too is like, I don't know why it is, but there's that.
I feel like we should have had whiskey during this talk.
Yeah, that would have been fire. There's an inkling. There's an itch. For some reason, humanity has an itch to want to destroy, right? With all of its amazing power and prowess and ability to create, there's that need to destroy as well.
Look at when we came to America and destroyed all the Native American land, and all we do is fucking destroy and use resources and use people and use up fucking everything so a small collective group of people can thrive and grow. We're a virus
for a small moment in time. I mean, and then because so you're a virus, right?
Yep.
And then let's plug AI into that, right?
Oh, Jesus.
You code AI to fix things. That's what AI is, to make life easier.
Yeah,
autonomy.
sure. What they say.
What is right? What is every computer's number one like thing to protect against?
Viruses.
A virus. Every computer you come with, malware protection, virus. I spot a blocker. So if you have AI, essentially a computer, which is connected to the network of information, the internet, and it now has access to all of this information, and you code this thing to say protect humanity. We've seen it in every fucking movie.
Yeah.
Every movie. It all comes down to humans are the virus. You can't be protected. You have to be killed.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is why there will never be an AI or robot uprising, because you have to get rid of everybody.
Exactly.
And nobody wants to do that. Not really.
Do you think so? I mean, we're getting close. Like, AI can do a lot of convincing things and a lot of things.
Deepfake is probably the wildest shit.
Oh, okay. So here we're gonna get off topic real quick.
It's not a foreign concept, but that's the wildest shit.
We have a knack for creating tools that make our lives easier, but also, like I had mentioned before, have a detrimental effect to the environment or society or as creators.
We love abusing things.
Things like Photoshop, fucking plastic, deepfake, the internet, cars. What do you think we've created, or what tool do you think we've created as human beings that we should probably have never created? It can be modern. Mine is deepfake. I think that is going to become a massive fucking problem. Because this stuff you can't go back.
I'm the type of person that can find a reason for everything. If I really want it.
It comes to that 49-51. The internet to me is that 51% of it is fantastic.
But I'm also of the belief that you don't get something without giving something.
Oh, absolutely.
Or you can't have your cake and eat it too, as they say. Like,
sure.
You can't have all of the good of this thing and not what's on the flip side of that coin.
For me, deepfake, what good isn't deepfake? What benefit? Photoshop, sure, I get.
Entertainment.
No, that's not enough for me.
CG, Marvel, Stanley, Tupac, Biggie, holographs. Like that's the good in there, right? It's we can impress. Deepfake is good for recreating historical events, for like learning and education and shit, right? I don't think that's the main reason it'll ever be used.
I honestly, porn probably.
I honestly don't think. Yeah.
Start a world war.
Yeah, I honestly don't think deepfake will be used for education for real.
No,
like deepfaking its realness is for like military shit, covert, blah blah blah, all of that. I honestly don't have an answer of what the worst invention is. Probably more people. I don't.
I would definitely say
reproduction is the worst.
I would definitely say, like just nuclear power is.
See, and
I get we have power plants.
I can't say nuclear power because there's a pro to that too.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, let's carbon, but then it's like, oh, here's
the
like
cons
said,
now.
Here's the caveat that comes with it.
Yeah, you have North Korea. They're going to do another nuclear test. You got China. Like that shit is. I don't know. I feel like that's one that like. Have you? So you know who Christopher Nolan is?
The worst thing we made was nationalism, patriotism.
Oh God, right.
The need to be a part of something.
Tribalism,
and then go out of your way to destroy anything else that isn't. Right?
Exactly. Especially in a country like this that was founded on the antithesis of nationalism. It was
supposedly.
Inclusivism. Well, yeah, supposedly. That was what it was supposed to be. Or maybe it eventually...
Inclusivism for white men.
Yeah, exactly.
America's the greatest boys club ever.
Anglo-Saxon white men. Yeah. Not white Irishmen. Not one...
Right.
And not
white,
Jewish white...
Not white Catholics or white...
Yeah, that's a huge problem. But I definitely think... deep fake and nuclear power are two.
So? I don't really have an answer. A part of me wants to say the internet. The internet is the greatest mistake ever.
It is.
And I want to say social media, but the power of voice is way more important.
It is. And the internet gives everyone a voice.
But here's my
think of some of the social revolutions that manifested from social media.
Yeah, that's the greatest thing about social media, right? Is the uplifting, the educating, the informing.
Yeah.
My biggest issue with social media is the overexposure, right? Because now everybody believes the world is. I don't believe the world is worse than what it used to be.
No.
I do not believe
it's a statistical fact that it's not.
Yeah, I just believe that everybody can now see everything. So now they assume it's worse because that's what they're constantly looking for or what is constantly being fed to them.
Exactly.
It's like, bro, shit was way worse back in the day. You just didn't know about it because you didn't have the technology to share it in real time.
You look at something like police brutality. Will Smith has a quote, and I'm just paraphrasing it, but he said, this stuff, police brutality against black people has always been happening. You're just seeing it now.
Yeah.
And that's what the internet has done. Is it's put
eyes on things. It's allowed you to see things either in real time or immediately after.
Yeah. That was either hidden by the media, not talked about by the media,
or just completely
ignored,
completely erased and ignored.
Yeah. And I think that there's a lot of power in that. There's a lot of freedom in that, and there's a lot of things that have come from that.
There's a lot of margin of error.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of, like you said, the caveat. There's a lot of shit that happens. It gives everyone a voice.
Everybody does need a voice.
This is why we have fucking flat earthers. Boy, we're getting off topic, but I don't care. Everybody knows the world's not fucking flat, but you get enough people
to believe the earth is flat.
You don't believe the earth's flat, right?
Fuck no. There is a piece of you that is missing.
Yeah.
Like, there's a piece of your brain that does not work.
You shouldn't be allowed to drive a car, have kids.
You shouldn't leave the house.
You shouldn't. But the thing that is interesting about the internet is there's always someone else out there that's going to believe what you believe, and so it validates whether you're right or wrong, crazy or not. It validates people.
The internet pushes communal consensus.
Yes.
And what I mean by that is, I was just talking with one of my friends about this too, but I've come to I talk to myself a lot. I've come to the personal consensus that there's no right or wrong, right? The only thing that's right or wrong is what the community deems as right is wrong, or right or wrong. So all the internet did was heighten communal consensus. Once upon a time, racism was right.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, interracial marriage was wrong. Once upon a time, slavery was right.
Right.
Once upon a time, just rolling in somebody's crib, taking their shit and leaving was right.
Yeah.
But as humanity evolved and communities evolved and tribes came together, the collective decided we shouldn't do this. So this is our wrong now.
Mm-hmm.
So what the internet has done is heightened and escalated the communal consensus, right?
Mm-hmm.
The other problem with that is now there are a lot of consensus. There are a lot of groups.
Yeah,
the internet created niches too.
There's a lot of noise, and it's hard to filter that out.
There are a lot of subgenres within the communal consensus.
Absolutely.
So it's like fuck.
Right. And it's
right, but to a certain degree, it's wrong, but to a certain.
You have to do a lot of tiptoeing.
I'm not.
But I mean, getting back to the whole cancel culture thing.
Yeah, you really do. Like even me, like I tell people, like I might come off as a blunt person and very direct sometimes. I'm probably one of the most media trained people you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
Without ever having a media team.
Mm-hmm.
I know what to say, when to say it.
Exactly.
I also know when I'm saying some foul shit, and I'll double down on it, and I know it's foul.
You're hyper aware of what you're. You always look at people and you're like you ever meet someone and you're like, on a scale of 1 to 10, like their consciousness level, you're like, boy, you're like a 3 or a 4. You're a 10. Like you know, you're aware, you know what you're saying, you know where you are, you know who you're talking to.
Don't say I'm a 10. I'm out here with my 4 on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to fool them.
Final question. So if right now you could have like an AI robot,
$1 million. Oh,
would you take one?
Absolutely.
You would.
Yeah, I'd have to pick it though.
Okay.
I would want it to be a specific. If I had an AI, I'd have an AI like Iron Man had an AI.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Don Cheadle Iron Man or Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man?
Robert Downey Jr. I need a Friday.
Okay.
I need a.
Or what was Don Cheadle's called? He wasn't.
Don Cheadle was War Machine.
War Machine. That's right.
I need a Jarvis. I need a Friday. I need the robot I can talk to and is gonna talk back to me.
Sure.
And can control the shit that I don't want to control.
Like emails.
Nah, because I'm not that base of a person. Like, and that's the other thing too. Is like, we have this great fear of the AI in it, bro. Like on the real, humans are really fucking simple.
You should be more afraid of humans.
Humans are really simple. Like,
and where we're going than where AI is going.
What it's gonna be? You ever seen Surrogate?
Yes.
That's more possible than AI.
Than AI. 100% agree.
That's more possible.
100% agree.
I also think that's a very extreme exaggeration. But it's definitely
a plausible one.
It's very plausible. But that's more like Player One, where everybody lives in this meta. That's more plausible than AI is.
Yeah.
Because of humanity's need for convenience.
Yes.
Like
Wall-E.
we give ourselves too much credit about, oh fuck, if we all get AI, then this is gonna and that is gonna. No, all of you dickheads are gonna find easier ways to live an easier life.
Exactly.
That's all it's gonna be.
Dumber,
so even when you say like, you want an AI to check email? Fuck no. Why would I waste AI on that?
Oh, I want an AI to check my email.
You already have that. It's called a filter.
Yeah, right.
It's called an email filter. Do that.
Hey,
shit.
Genesis, just circling back on my last email. Wanted to know if motherfucker, you're not even real. Chatbot.
So it's like, give me not,
just a
not
buddy?
a living, but give me a living Google. Like, hey, I need to know this answer to this thing I really don't fucking know in real time,
right now,
but don't want to look it up.
Sure.
But that's the thing too. Is like, and I think I'm Batman, so I would be like, yo, we need to figure this thing out. Like, if I had AI in my real life day to day, and I'm like, because I do music for a living and I create, I would literally be, I'm gonna just say Friday for this.
Sure.
Like Friday. What's the relative minor to B major? Like shit like that.
Yeah.
To things that actually matter to me.
That Siri can't do.
To things that I don't know. Siri could probably do it, but I don't want to say, hey
can't.
Siri every fucking time. Let's see. I'm about to ask her.
Do it.
Hey Siri, what's the relative minor to B major? But she's gonna do the same shit. She's gonna jump to Google. Yeah, see? No, see? Even
I hate Siri. Love my iPhone.
But this
Siri's
is the thing. This is the thing. Apple could make Siri flawless if they wanted to.
Sure they could.
It probably works fucking great at the Apple headquarters.
Oh, I bet Tim Cook's iPhone Siri works fantastic.
Man, he's got Siri in the fucking crib.
Hey Siri, what's the weather supposed to be like today? I'm sorry, I can't look that up right now.
Yeah, I bet you. But that's like AI for me would be, how can I better me as a person while making my life easier? So it's all right. What is this thing that's gonna make me closer to the person I envision myself to be,
sure,
but then also add to me to like, oh shit, damn, I didn't know I could do that thing.
Right.
But then also remove the extra steps I need to do it.
Yeah. I mean, think of if AI if it could be plugged into, your entire life, know everything about you, your history, things you don't even remember or have created or forgot about.
That's fire to me. Run my dream back to me.
Yeah.
Give me an AI that can record my dreams.
Ooh,
that's what I want.
That would be a fun time.
Give me an AI that can go through my memories and pull up that thing that I like compartmentalized and forgot about, but would probably serve me great right now.
I mean, for me as a creator, I find, a lot of people ask me, where do you draw inspiration from? And I draw inspiration from myself in previous work that I've done. But once you've created for a long period of time and created so much stuff, it's hard to sort of remember things that you've done or thought or ideas. And that'd be dope to have like a little AI robot to help me.
Like, hey, you remember you did this thing March 17th in 2017?
Right.
Like, no, what the fuck did I do? And then it's playing this. Oh my
God, that's dope.
That's kind of crazy.
Right. Like that. I think that would be a cool use case for.
But most people, if you give most people AI, they're just
gonna make me some flapjacks.
They're just gonna Uber Eats everything.
Right. Dude, this has been a fun episode.
This was dope.
Thank you for hopping on again, season 3. Where can people find you?
I'm about to go take the greatest nap ever.
Oh, I bet. Where can people find you, dude?
You can find me everywhere but Twitter. Fuck Twitter. I'm on I'm on any and all platforms. Genesis Renji. GenesisRenji. GenesisRenji.com. Go get Eden on vinyl right now. Deluxe. Amazing. We won a Radio Milwaukee award for best cover art. I have the best cover art in the game, signed or unsigned.
You do. I'll give you that. Yeah, I'm not even patronizing you. You really do.
Shout out to Madi, a.k.a. Freakish Nerd. And, yeah, man, if you want to explore me, just put my name into Google and then have fun, get lost in that little rabbit hole.
Or listen to your previous episode, Season 1, Episode 15.
And I've been called the Rapper's Rapper, which I think is a joke. But it's also a great... It's like... The
dad's dad, a man's man,
the purist, like the rapper purist.
Okay,
I'm their favorite rapper. Like that's what that means. It's like rap at its core. Like you are hip hop at its core. You're the person that they would listen to, and I laugh at that because I don't like pure hip hop. I don't like pure hip hop,
bro. I love you,
but yeah,
thanks,
love
man.
you too. Appreciate you for having us.